Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. There was a document that was filed under seal on July 2nd, 2025. It appears at page 100 of the now 101 page case summary page maintained by the clerk of court to document all filings, all key events, all orders, all hearings in the case from its inception to the present time. Now, unfortunately, the guilty plea advisory form filed under seal does not provide the public with information, the ability to read it, to find out what Mr. Kohberger stated on this guilty plea advisory form for felony. However, I have been able to locate this form online. It's 9 pages long. It is in the District Court of the 4th Judicial District for the state of Idaho, in and for Ada County. And it would be applicable to Mr. Kohberger's case because this is a guilty plea advisory form for felony. I'm going to go over a couple of the questions that are on here to give you an idea of what Mr. Kohberger would have had to fill out. Section 1, beginning on page 1, states Statement of Constitutional Rights, and it instructs the defendant to please initial each response. Item number 1 says, you have the right to remain silent. You do not have to say anything about the crimes you are accused of committing. If you elect to have a trial, the state may not call you as a witness or ask you any questions. If you do decide to testify, the state will be permitted to ask you questions, and anything you say can be used as evidence against you in court. So this is the Statement of Constitutional Rights as to the Fifth Amendment privileges guaranteed by the United States Constitution, prohibiting any criminal defendant from being compelled to testify against himself when he or she is charged with a crime. Now, the defendant can willingly waive that right, but can never be forced, per the Fifth Amendment, to testify, to say anything against himself or herself. Now, interestingly, the rest of this paragraph says as follows. I understand that by pleading guilty, I am waiving my right to remain silent as to the elements of the crimes to which I am entering this plea. And then there's a signature line here for the defendant to sign, although it does say initial. It's a rather long line. Earlier today, I observed certain defects with the elements of certain of the first-degree felony unalivings that Mr. Kohberger was charged with and that he pled guilty to at the change of plea hearing. If you have not had an opportunity to listen and watch that presentation, we ask that you do, because we've identified certain issues that may give Mr. Kohberger, if he wants to, in our opinion, the opportunity to rescind his plea or to ask the court to drop a certain portion of the crimes that have been brought against him because all of the elements do not appear to be present. Another question that is on this form, number 4, page number 2. You are presumed to be innocent. You will be found guilty if, number 1, you plead guilty in front of the judge, or 2, you are found guilty at a jury trial. I understand that by pleading guilty, I am waiving my right to be presumed innocent. And there's a signature line here for initials. So again, if you would like to review this entire document, please go to the description of this podcast episode. I've published the link. You can pull it up and you can read the rest for yourself. This is Kathy. Thank you for joining us today.